So this episode, in my opinion, is the very best episode of this entire series. And I'm talking even when it started, even back in the late 80s. I felt every single second of it was incredible. And honestly, I felt like it could be one of those episodes that ended the entire series, except of course it ended with a cliffhanger, so it's not going to be, and we know we have 2 more episodes next week. But I just felt like it was so fabulous. Can that be topped next week in these next 2 episodes? Because how do you get any better than that? So let's start off with the confirmation that Richard Horne was Bad Cooper's son, which I had thought pretty much all along, just like I thought that Audrey was his mom, so that wasn't a huge shock. But what I'm trying to figure out is, when did this go down? Because we know that Audrey had to be pretty injured in that explosion back in the day. So when did she hook up with Bad Coop? I mean, it had to be after that, of course. And what were the circumstances surrounding that? Because after seeing the ending of this episode, we don't really know what's going on with her. And we need to talk about that. We'll go ahead and skip to that. So we've finally realized that she's not living in our reality. So I personally kind of think she's trapped somewhere. I just feel like the scenes we've seen with her are not in present day. So she's either living in an alternate, reality, or she's imagining these things. She could be in a coma. I'm not sure what happened. I don't know if she got pregnant or was raped or something terrible while in a coma because of the injuries from the explosion, or if she's just got some lower extremity issues. I really don't know. Is she trapped somewhere? I don't know. But somehow she either had sex or was raped by a Bad Coop in order to produce this child. So where is she now? I'm curious to hear your guys' thoughts on that, because that ending was just everything. But of course, I think we all hoped that Richard would have an epic death. I think I've said that before in my videos. Like, I wanted it to be really brutal, and it was beyond everything I could have expected. It was just magical and perfect and evil, and I loved it because, of course, he so deserved it. Of course, and also we're going to have to get rid of Bad Coop. That's going to happen in the next couple of episodes. So also, like I thought, after Dougie stuck the fork into the outlet, I figured that he would come back as Good Cooper, and he did. And he was everything that we have missed, I think, for so long. And I'm really kind of glad they made us wait so long to bring him back, because having him back is like, wow, I can't believe how much I missed him. Dale is such a great character. I just love him because he's such a good, true, honest person, and one of the best characters probably that's ever been on TV. And I also really like Kyle MacLachlan, and I think he has absolutely killed it this year with playing these dual roles. And I think that, come on, guys, he deserves an award for this. This was so good. This episode deserves an award. I love everything that went down with the Mitchum brothers, how they're on his side, and he was just honest with them and told him he's with the FBI, but they're still going to work with him. They're going to help him get back to Twin Peaks. The scenes in the neighborhood, the way that those evil, hitman and hitwoman were killed, made me laugh so hard. And the Mitchum brothers being so confused, like, why is this neighborhood so messed up? The woman she went down eating her junk food. We had to have the junk food back in there again, which I just thought was just hilarious. I just loved every second of it. We have to talk about Diane. My question about Diane. So the Diane that we've been seeing this whole time was a manufactured person, and obviously she was going to go in there and kill Gordon and everyone. So thankfully they got rid of her first. But I feel like the Diane that Cooper used to talk to back in the day is probably a good person. This was just some evil, fake creation. So is she in the Black Lodge, or where is Diane? Do you think we'll see her in next week? The real one? I don't think she's dead, right? She's around somewhere, right? There is a Diane. Wow. I loved it. I have no criticisms. It was literally perfect. I think that it was, I've said a few of these episodes this season have been really good, and they have, and I've said, oh my gosh, this, such and such episode was amazing. No, and I was like, wait, this one topped that one, but this one, can we top it? It just was, it reminded me of why I loved the show, why I binged the show. Even though I got into this series late, I started watching it this year. There's always been something really, really, really special about this show. And I think a lot of you guys are hardcore fans. You watched back in the day. So, you know, maybe you have a better appreciation than I do, but I feel like I have a pretty good appreciation for it even watching later. I didn't watch it, you know, when it first aired, but there's just something about the show that I've never seen in any other show before, and I don't know if anyone can ever reproduce that feeling. And I loved how they brought back they used to use those, you know, a few catch songs in the episodes in the late 80s, early 90s a lot, and we've had snippets of them this season, but they really were hardcore using the music in this episode, and it just brought back a lot of nostalgia, and I'm sure it did for the people who watched this back in the 80s and 90s, and I think David Lynch, like, outdid himself. Like, I don't know. I just felt like it was so good, and I've heard from a couple of you guys who loved it, and I just can't see anyone being critical of it or having any problem with it. And I'm just thinking, how can we make this finale better? How can it be better, you know? But I have the highest of hopes for it, and I do think Bad Cooper will get rid of him. And I feel like we're going in the way of wrapping up this series completely. If they want to do more, I will totally watch. I'm totally on board. But I feel like it's in a really good place with this episode to wrap it up. But we will know, I think, by this finale. If they leave it with a cliffhanger, that's your answer, that there's more to come. If they wrap everything up, I think we're good. I think we're done. So, of course, it's probably a huge moneymaker for Showtime, and I can see them wanting to continue, but the rumor out there is that David doesn't want to do anymore, so we'll have to see. But I'm very excited for next week, and if you guys want, we can definitely do a live chat. Just let me know by thumbs upping this video. You can even leave a comment if you would like to do a live chat, if you would be able to come, or if you know, I know everyone can't come based on schedules, but if you would watch it later, let me know, and we can do one after the finale. My plans are to watch the finale, and as soon as it's over, I'm on the East Coast, to do a video just with my thoughts and get that up that night, because I want to get that up quickly for you guys, since it is the finale and we don't really know what to expect, and it could be the series finale. So be watching for that late Sunday night, depending on where you live, but I'll try to get that up right away. But thank you for those of you who've been on this journey with me, and for those people who just came to my channel for this show. I really appreciate all of your feedback and comments, and that's made it even more worthwhile to watch. So I'm excited for Sunday. I know you guys are too, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Kelly TV. I would love for you to subscribe and be a part of the Kelly TV family. Also, don't forget to follow me on Twitter so you can keep up with all I'm doing.